Hey, and welcome to our how-to series. In this video we're going to be covering culturing fruit flies and preparing them to feed to your frogs. You'll have several options for fruit fly media. You can make your own. There's a lot of different recipes online, or you can buy it. We've tried a bunch of them and prefer the NeHerp fruit fly media over everything else, and you'll see why in this video. So that's what we'll use in this demonstration. The supplies you're going to need are measuring cups for liquid and dry goods, the media itself. NeHerp sends you a little tiny bag right there of baker's yeast, and you'll need some white vinegar and deli cups, which you can buy from just about anywhere. We bought ours from NeHerp as well. You need to add a quarter cup of hot water. You do not have to use boiling water, just regular hot water will be fine. Next, we'll add a third cup of the NeHerp's fruit fly media. The great stuff about their media is you don't have to mix it. So you just pour the media on top, let it sit for 30 seconds, and it'll absorb the water. Then you pour another quarter cup of water over the top of the media. I go slow here. You want to get all of the media wet. You're going for a wet sand consistency. So I just kind of splash it in there and try to get all of it wet. I don't actually measure the water here. I just pour until everything's good and wet and has the look that you're going for. Next, you add a splash of white vinegar to the top of the mixture. I say mixture loosely. Again, you don't have to mix this. This is what it looks like after you've just poured stuff together. And this is what it'll look like. You don't have to do 3 at a time. I'm doing a normal setup for my weekly fruit fly production, so I'm doing 3 of the Heidi flies. And then you got the baker's yeast. They send you a little bag with each bag of media you buy. You only need about 10 to 15 grains of that per container, so just lightly, you can pinch it in there. I just lightly tap and sprinkle some over the surface. I don't actually count the grains. I'm just trying not to get too many. Then I close that little baggie and I store it in the media bag so I don't lose it. I just drop it right in there. You can use Excelsior or coffee filters. We buy the 5-pound box of Excelsior from NeHerp. It lasts a really long time. It's extremely cheap. You just want to grab a handful of the Excelsior, make a little ball about the size of a baseball, and then just drop it right in there on top of the media. Another little thing I do is after I get it rolled up in ball, I do like I just did just there. I'll shake it to shake some of the loose little strands off of the ball. It just saves me from having to fuss with them later and pick them out of the flies before I dump the flies in with my frogs. Here's the last one. More of the same. Make it into a ball, shake some of the loose stuff off, and put it in the culture. Next, we're going to add flies. Using a NeHerp D-Heidi culture to populate our 3 new cultures. They made that on 7/16, so it's been long enough for those to start to boom. It's 8-1 today. So you just tap on the culture, it knocks all of the flies down to the bottom, gives you a few seconds to get the lid off and start getting it into your new culture without the flies jumping off and getting everywhere, because they will get everywhere. Just tap the side, it'll shake them down out of there and into your new cultures. Once you get them in there, you want to get the lid on them quick so you don't have to worry about that culture anymore, and move on to the next one. Sorry about my hand and arm being in the way in this. There's just really no way that we could get a good angle. We had one shot to get footage of this, and I was in the way every chance I could be, apparently. You're aiming for 50 to 100 flies in each culture. I usually stick closer to the 50 range, just mainly because I'm usually doing it from 1 culture into 3, so it helps me spread them out a little better. I always recommend to everyone that you label your cultures when you make them. On these, since they're Heidi and I also have melanogaster flies, I just put an H on them. Just helps me at a glance know what I'm dealing with. I also write the date that I put the cultures together on the side. This is used to remind me when these need to be thrown away. I usually throw the cultures away pretty close to 30 days. Sometimes I'll let them go a little bit longer if they're still producing good. But for the most part, all my cultures end up in the trash right around the 30-day mark. And here's cultures at day 1. Just little quick clips to show you what they look like as they produce. Those ones are about 2 weeks old, maybe a day or two shy of being 2 weeks old. You can see all the larvae climbing around on the outside of the container and starting to pupate. And the ones above them are about 4 weeks old, so they're near done with their life cycle. Alright, now we're going to cover feeding fruit flies to your frogs. You always want to dust your fruit flies with a supplement. In this video, we're using calcium with D3. We rotate between 3 different vitamin supplements, but we'll cover that in another video. So you need some kind of container to collect the flies in and to mix with the supplements. First, we put our supplements in the container. It doesn't take very much to cover the flies. I actually added too much in this video, but that happens. You tap your culture on the table, tap it on your hand, really anything to knock the flies to the bottom of the culture. And then you tap the culture over the container and shake some flies out until you have the amount that you're looking for to feed to your frog. And you just shake the container, lightly shake it to get the flies thoroughly coated in your whatever supplement you're using. Once they get coated, it makes them too heavy to climb, so then they're, for a little while anyway, they'd be trapped in that container. And you just take your supplement coated flies and shake them or pour them into your vivarium. Here we're feeding my sons to Azurius. And so, yeah, just put them in there. Frogs love them, gobble them up. Alright, that's it. That's how you culture fruit flies and how you feed them to frogs. It's simple. It takes a little bit of practice to get the shaking and tapping and not having flies escape everywhere down, but it doesn't take but 1 or 2 times, and you'll figure out what works best for you. Alright, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. We'll be doing some more how-to videos in the future. See ya.